The time has come for the long-awaited JJ Mazza viewer Q&A number 1. I sent out a call for questions on my Instagram, and I'm just gonna go down the line here and answer them. So, first question: how do I drum sexy style? Starting off strong. You're either born with it or you're not. I wasn't born with it. Some guys, there's this on Instagram, like Porter415, definitely born with the drumming sexy style gene. I personally wasn't. No, there is things you can do though that can give your playing like some more like swag, for lack of a better word. I really like when guys hit the cymbal on the outside, on the outside edge. Like Dan Weiss does that a lot. It's kind of like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Nate Wood does a bunch of stick tricks. Like, how cool is it to be twirling your sticks at the Village Vanguard? I think that's one of the coolest things anyone can ever do. Okay, Wesley's Theory times Spain question mark. I'm sure that would sound good. Yeah, do it. Fave drumming book, fave Wilcoxon Etude, fave ways to work with Ted Reed syncopation. I'm not a big book person, to be honest, but I have worked through some that have been very cool. Obviously, like Art of Bop Drumming is like, duh. But the Mark Juliana book is really, really cool. Talking about he calls it the drop system, which, if you don't know what that is, check that out. Paul Wertico has a cool book. And then, obviously, like, all the classic literature. Like Wilcoxon, fave Wilcoxon Etude. Pick. Just open up the book to a random page, you'll be fine. Fave ways to work with Ted Reed syncopation. Not much to say about this, just opening that book is enough. But like, say if you want an additional challenge, just play through some of the stuff with like the ride pattern, splitting it up between the snare and bass drum. Hello, what is favorite Marvel movie? I liked Joker. Favorite gas station chain? 7-Eleven is good, although, is that a gas station chain or is it more of a convenience store chain? I really like Sinclair. The green dinosaur really does it for me. Favorite Philly Joe solo? Same thing with like these books I've said, just like anyone. Like, you're not going to find a bad one, and they're all going to provide ample things. Do you believe in ghosts? I don't believe in Beatles. I only believe in me. Is shed life or is it swing, my friend? Chops or groove? Chops. No, okay, good. Like, actually answering this, like, I'd say in the beginning stages of your development, it should be like 90% groove, 98% groove, 2% chops. And then that number comes closer together as you get more technique, and then it grows farther apart again, where you're back, hopefully, focusing on groove. I don't know. Play what you want to play. What's your favorite stick temperature? I like room temperature. I don't like cold. Sometimes I've played and I've been very cold, and that is tough. The ProMark fire grains are heat burned or something, and they're cool. Can you teach me how to Dougie? I can teach you how to Dougie. I can teach you how to do the 6-7 dance. I can teach you how to do the aura farming dance. I can teach you how to gritty. I can teach you how to whip and nay. I can teach the Macarena to a point. I can teach the YMCA. Although, who wants to know that? Okay, best type of fish in your opinion? Okay, I'm wondering if this was asked because in the video where I called for these questions, I was wearing a Bass Pro hat, and I'm going to come out and say I'm a poser when it comes to fishing. I bought the Bass Pro Shops hat because it was $6, and that, my friends, is very cool. But if I had to choose my favorite type of fish, I'd say a trophy fish. How long do you practice a day? What does your practice routine look like? So this one changes based on, just life situations. I'm in school right now, so I kind of try to practice a lot. I mean, I don't try to overdo it though. There's some days where I just hit, I'll try to hit like 8 hours a day, just go crazy. But then most days I really honestly just end up with like an hour or two. But it's more about consistency and also about listening to your body, listening to your brain, not burning out. My practice routine looks like it's kind of dependent on, what's going on in life again. Like if I'm playing a lot of gigs, if I'm playing gigs, I'm noticing there's stuff I need to be doing, like, or need to be touching on. Like if I'm like just eating like the dirt every time I have to play like in 3 or something, I'll be like, okay, I need to practice 3 because I'm tired of like flailing on the gig. But if that's like not a lot of gigs happening, sometimes I give myself permission to practice more fun things, weird stuff that just hurts my brain. I do that a lot. See that on my Instagram, just like Austin Otto in 9, whatever, like a lot of stuff like that, to be honest. And then at school, I practice what my teachers give to me. How to build double bass chops. Rudiments. Double bass, like, okay, like playing good double bass would actually be a great tool for any jazz drummer, because I think the left foot, like the hi-hat foot, is kind of neglected a lot. And if you could get really killing Thomas Hake style at double bass, you'd probably be so sick at jazz drums. But that's another discussion. Building double bass chops, I would just say do rudiments and then just try to play as fast as possible. There are scenes that make a lot of money in music, and then there's jazz. I've always liked being a jazz drummer, but I hear a lot of learn jazz first, then you'll know everything philosophy, mostly from institutions, which I don't agree with. Jazz won't teach you everything, and also why not learn the money-making stuff at the same time? Especially as drummers, we're taught to be versatile, but it seems a bit shunned in academia. Maybe I'm digging up an already dead tree, but I wanted to know your thoughts. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, don't start with learning jazz, I'd say. Like, I didn't do that. I didn't start learning jazz till about 6th grade, and I had a good basis in other styles and rock and stuff, and I was really into Steve Jordan. I'd say jazz won't teach you everything. It will not teach you a lot of things. I do think that learning jazz and like breaking down like how to play like Elvin Jones will make you a much better technical drummer than breaking down how to play whatever, like rock, whatever. But also there's really great rock drummer. I don't know. Like, for me, I think how I think of it is just all music is equal. Music you like, it's like you just have. I mean, for me, I love the band U2. It's my favorite band, and I have Larry Mullen Jr. just sitting in my head, hanging out with Philly Joe, and they just converse with each other, and that comes out as me. And but if anyone's telling you like, oh, ignore that meathead rock, like, those people are stupid. What's your favorite time of day in New York City? Oh, pretty much all the time. I mean, I've heard summer is super hot. I've actually never really been there for summer. I come home to Denver, Colorado, but yeah, I don't know. I like nights, although it gets a little bit scary. I'm a little afraid of the dark. I like early mornings, but I'm not so good at waking up. Last question. Hey. And that concludes Q&A number 1. I hope that was good. I'll do another one in like a month maybe. I tried to answer everything as best I could. If anyone wants to ask me questions in the comments of this video, you can do that as well. Yeah.